talked to senior finance major Zach Burns about a time he dealt with sexism with one of his professors here at St. Joe's. Let's hear his story.
A time I dealt with sexism was I was assigned to write a paper on gender equality in the workplace and other situations as well. And I really wanted to talk about how moving forward that equality is really important. And I had a professor tell me that really it would be tough for me because I am a male and I haven't dealt with gender inequality and that I would struggle with the topic. And overall, I thought, well, I see it in the news, I hear from people, I should be able to write about it, and I should be able to see it and relate to it.
I interviewed my friend Bea about her experience with racial discrimination on campus, and here's what she had to say.
Hi, my name is Bea. I'm a senior at St. Joseph's University, and I'm Puerto Rican. So a moment that I definitely felt racial discrimination or prejudice is that when people usually meet me, they don't believe I'm Puerto Rican or say I don't look Puerto Rican or I don't sound Puerto Rican because of the color of my skin or because I don't have that much of a heavy accent.
What Bea talked about shows that a lot of times in people's approaches to relationships, they can have subconscious biases and judgments going into them. And it's unfortunate that that happens and there's no law or rule that can prevent that. This is just one minor example of racial discrimination, but it is something that St. Joe's and society can grow in to make more inclusive environments for people that may not necessarily feel that wherever they are.
I interviewed Katie, who is a junior here at St. Joe's. She works at the Kinney Center, and she had a positive experience in regards to race that she talked to us about. So let's see what she had to say.
My personal experience at St. Joe's has been inclusive, not exclusive. I work at the Kinney Center, and each learner is paired up with a scholar, and that process is not influenced by race, gender, or age. And I was once in the past paired up with a learner that was a different race than my own, and I honestly liked it better because I learned something new each day, and so did the learner.
It is important to address the underlying issues that cause race, gender, and age discrimination. The root of these causes are hard to define, but can be seen in the everyday lives of strangers, friends, and even some of our role models. Our goal of this video is to document cases where race, gender, and age discrimination are present on the St. Joseph's College campus and also throughout the workplace.
Hi, my name is Donald Morris. I'm a junior accounting and finance double major, Spanish minor. I'm an RA on campus. I'm in Alpha Kappa Psi business fraternity, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Sia. I'm a sophomore and a communications and linguistics double major.
So we are studying age discrimination. Can you guys name a time where you have experienced age discrimination at this university?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So in my roles in RA, I have underclassmen as residents, and so last year I was sophomore, so I was an underclassman with them, and that was really different because there was a change in respect there because I was the same year as them, so that was kind of different and weird. But then this year I'm noticing that as an upperclassman, they don't the respect is a little more present with them because they see me as a superior authority figure, and but in the same breath it's not as the same level, so we don't have the same type of relationships that we did last year. But I definitely noticed that when you're an upperclassman, you definitely have gained that respect, and I definitely respected upperclassmen when I was underclassmen.
Yeah, I think especially as a resident, because I live on campus, I can see it from a resident's point of view. Mm-hmm. The same thing, if I have an RA that's a senior, I would probably have a little more respect for them. And then as a sophomore, if they were also sophomore, I probably would be a little more comfortable with them. So different situations of relationships.
That makes sense.
And then I'm trying to think. An example I probably have is my English class. Last semester I took an English 400 level class, so pretty much everyone in there was a senior except for me. And I would always worry about my grade, this, that, the other thing, and my professor was oh, relax, you're a sophomore, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But, if I want to be in that class, I want to be able to keep up with everyone else.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know that when I was an underclassman, it was harder for more opportunities for internships and class opportunities and getting a say in class. And now that I'm an upperclassman, I'm getting bombarded with these types of opportunities.
Yeah, I feel a lot of times people are oh, don't worry, don't stress about your internship. You're only a sophomore, but at the same time,
if I'm qualified,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So do you guys especially you, do you feel different now being an upperclassman than you were as an underclassman? And when you were in high school as a senior, is it a lot different when you were like a high school senior than being like an underclassman in college?
Yeah, I would say like in like high school, I guess it was just more of a comfort level more than anything else. I was more comfortable maybe like talking to a professor or talking to a teacher because I had gone through it before. Like I knew kind of what to do in that way. And I haven't been upperclassman yet, but I would assume that it's kind of the same situation in college too. Maybe I'm more comfortable talking to a professor or emailing a professor like when I get a little like more experienced.
Yeah, I think I definitely saw more of like the upperclassmen, underclassmen thing in high school because it was like, oh, we're the kings of high school now. Like we own this place, we've been here. And I didn't think I'd see it as much in college, but I definitely am seeing it more and more like with my roles in RA and my classes. I personally don't think that I try to exert any superiority over anyone, but I just know that like my experiences are different, my knowledge basis is different, and I feel like when you're an upperclassman, you're a little more mature just because you're getting your feet wet with like that real life experience and like internships and real world stuff.
Okay. Hey guys, as you know, I'm Megan. So I interviewed CL, who is a sophomore at St. Joseph's University, and she came up with some really good points, but we're going to highlight 3 of them. So I'm studying age discrimination with the younger generation. So she brought up the point of a resident's point of view. So basically she has more respect for RAs who are either juniors or seniors, because if she feels that they were her age, it would be kind of like a comfort level, almost like a friend more than an authoritative figure. The second point was in her education class. She was the only non-senior, so from her point of view, she wanted to keep up with them and keep up with the workload and have the same response and just comfort level that they did. But her teacher's point of view was not to worry because she didn't have as much experience and she only had 1 class, so that was kind of different to see, like, teacher's viewpoint being more lenient versus her wanting to keep up. And then finally, in high school, she mentioned how she was more comfortable talking to professors because she'd gone through this before, and she hasn't been an upperclassman for St. Joe's, but she would assume that it's the same thing.
So as you guys know, my name is Tim. I spent a portion of this video analyzing Donald since he's an upperclassman at St. Joseph's University. So one of the 2 things I saw in analyzation of this video was the change in respect that Donald saw when he was an RA. He's an RA currently at Lancaster Courts, and he said he kind of noticed the change in respect when he was a sophomore. He had sophomore residence, so he said he didn't really meet the typical respect level that he thought he would assume compared to now as a junior. Sophomores now kind of view him a little bit more higher up, essentially. So also with that, he said opportunity. So when he was a freshman and sophomore, while he maybe did have the qualifications for an opportunity, whether it be an internship, he did not get that internship or class opportunity because of his age, essentially. So yeah.